Hello you all research enthusiasts. Today, we're going to learn about outbreak investigation through one of the most successful Ebola responses in history, the 2014 Nigeria Ebola outbreak, through our research paper by Musa et al. Let's learn an important epidemiological concept, zoonosis. A zoonosis or zoonotic disease is an infectious disease that is naturally transmitted from animals to humans. The disease-causing organism, whether it's a virus, bacterium, parasite, or fungus, normally circulates among animals. Occasionally, it crosses the animal-species barrier and infects humans. Exposure may occur while hunting, handling bushmeat, preparing animal carcasses, or coming into contact with infected blood or body fluids. This first transmission from an animal to a human is called a spillover event. Many of the world's major infectious disease outbreaks didn't begin in humans. Instead, they started in animals and later crossed over into people. Ebola is one such disease. Scientists believe that fruit bats are the natural reservoir of the Ebola virus. A reservoir is an animal species in which the virus can survive and circulate without causing widespread disease. Ebola spreads through direct contact with the blood or other body fluids of an infected person, or through contaminated objects such as needles or medical equipment. This means that while Ebola begins as a zoonotic disease, the large outbreaks we see are sustained by human-to-human transmission, especially when cases are not recognized early. Now let's get back to the research paper and the epidemiological learnings. In 2014, West Africa experienced the largest Ebola outbreak ever recorded. Countries such as Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia reported thousands of cases and deaths. At the height of this epidemic, an infected Liberian traveler arrived in Lagos, Nigeria, which marked the beginning of the Ebola spread and served as an index case. An index case is the first case of a disease that is identified by public health authorities during an outbreak investigation. It's important to remember that the index case is not necessarily the first person who became infected. Instead, it is the first case that comes to the attention of investigators. Identifying the index case is a critical first step, because it helps investigators reconstruct the chain of transmission of the disease. It answers questions such as, where did this person travel? Who did they meet? Who provided medical care? The answers help identify people who may have been exposed and need monitoring. However, it's also important to distinguish the index case from the primary case. Post the index case, investigators actively searched for additional patients. Instead of waiting for patients to come to hospitals, surveillance teams searched hospitals, clinics, communities, and reviewed medical records to identify suspected Ebola cases as early as possible. Every person who had close contact with an Ebola patient was identified and monitored daily for 21 days. If any contact developed symptoms, they were immediately isolated and tested. This strategy is very crucial in epidemiology and is called as contact tracing. The contacts were followed for the period of 21 days to see if they showed any symptoms. This was because the incubation period of Ebola is from 2 to 21 days. If a contact remains healthy for 21 days after their last exposure, they are very unlikely to develop the disease. This is another important concept of patient quarantine, wherein the exposed people are separated and monitored to prevent possible spread. As all exposed may not be sick at the time of investigation, but they may show symptoms post-incubation period. So from all this, what do we understand about the disease Ebola? First, that is caused by the Ebola virus, a highly infectious virus that belongs to the Filoviridae family. Second, it spreads through direct contact with the blood or other body fluids of an infected person. Third, it has a wide incubation period of 2 to 21 days. And lastly, the most common symptoms include fever, weakness, muscle pain, headache, vomiting, diarrhea, and bleeding. Nigeria implemented multiple interventions simultaneously. Patients were isolated, contacts were monitored daily, laboratories rapidly confirmed suspected cases, healthcare workers received infection prevention training. Together, these interventions successfully interrupted transmission. To sum up, this outbreak teaches several important epidemiological principles. Early detection saves lives. Case definitions standardize surveillance. Contact tracing breaks transmission chains. Descriptive epidemiology guides outbreak response. Rapid public health action can stop even highly dangerous infectious diseases. Since the video was getting too long, I did not include findings of the article. However, I tried to include all concepts mentioned. Do read in the paper if you need more insights, and I will also try include some posts in the community section. Whoop! Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep decoding research with me.